It was Gary Lineker who said football is a game where 22 men chase a ball for 90 minutes and then the Germans win. His successors in the England team will be hoping that isn't the case this evening, where to draw the line between footballing rivalry and something uglier has dogged games between the countries over the decades. But one man who knows more than most had a clear message for fans today, as Tom Parmenter reports.
He is one of the remaining few. At 98, Walter Nixon still lives in the same house he grew up in the 1920s.
That's the Africa star, Italian star.
When Walter left his village in Suffolk, he had no idea he would help liberate Italy, fighting the Germans on Anzio Beach in 1944. And as a proud England football fan, he can't stand anti-German sentiment, the kind of thing that was so evident in Euro 96. And still now, a small minority of England fans will sing songs about German bombers.
I'm disappointed, really, in people when they hark back. That was some 8 years ago, and time marches on, and we've got to put all that behind us now, and can't live with the past. You've got to look to the future.
It often seems to go to penalties with Germany.
I do like when one finish up with penalties, because keeps you on the edge of the chair.
This week marks 25 years since Gareth Southgate's own penalty nightmare against the Germans in the semi-final of Euro 96. A moment he's used to help motivate the team that he now leads.
This time, Gareth Southgate has a well-rehearsed method for the madness of penalties, even practicing the walk up to the penalty spot as well as the kicks themselves.
I think you can make these things as big in your head as you want, really. It's a game of football. These boys have played hundreds of them. There is, of course, great excitement with fans and people tuning into the game. But we've got to trust in the way we prepare.
Many of the squad weren't even born in 1996, let alone 1990. For the Germans, it's beating the Italians or the Dutch that really matters.
England-Germany games have been often dramatic, often historic, but often also quite positive for us. So you don't have that same sense of dread and of maybe envy or hate that you would get against a team that beats you just a lot more regularly.
The England players know they have to step up their performance. Lose and they are out. But win and the juggernaut of expectation starts to really roll. Tom Parmenter, Sky News.
Tension building. Billy Grant, England fan who has attended every game between the two nations since 1990 and presenter of the Beesotted podcast, along with Gertz Werner, a Germany fan living in the UK who was at the famous Euros 1996 match at Wembley, which we might just skirt over. Let's see how we get on. Gentlemen, it's good to see both of you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let's bring in Billy first. Big game tonight, Billy. How are you feeling?
I have to admit, I was quite relaxed, all the time, because every time we play Germany, Germany's always been a big game. You're always nervous about the Germans because, very good team. 1990, I was there. We lost in 1990, standing behind the goal when they equalised and they got the penalties. 96, same things. So every time we play Germany, we think, oh no, we're going to lose. But I don't know, this time I was a little bit more relaxed, maybe because of how Germany got on last time in the World Cup, and also maybe because how they sort of scraped through the group of death, and they actually got in this time. But the Germans, you can't actually really you can't be relaxed around the Germans. They're a very, very good side. And I must admit, I woke up about 4 o'clock this morning, ping, and all of a sudden the nerves have started to kick in, started pacing around the house. So I think the nerves are still there. We know what Germany can do, but we've got a very good attack in England, and we don't let in very many goals at the moment. So let's hope we can keep that going on.
Oh, we've just lost Gertz, I think. Oh, is he back? No, he's not back at the moment. We've lost Gertz. I don't know whether he's run away because he's a bit intimidated by how confident you're feeling at the moment, Billy. Who knows? You've been to You've been to every single competitive England v Germany game since 1990. What are some of the highlights for you?
I'll tell you what the highlights were. Obviously, it was being in Munich for the 5-1. I did a rather strange trip that time. We actually missed our plane to Munich, so we ended up having to fly to Prague, stayed there for a couple of nights, then took a train down to I think we took a train down to Eastern Germany somewhere, and then drove down, and we literally got there just for kick-off. And again, because we were playing Germany, you were not expecting too much. All of a sudden, bang, 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 5 goals, and it was just incredible. And I remember coming out after the game, and the Germans were working around the place, sort of almost like dazed, because they just didn't know what hit them.
Okay.
That was really good.
Okay,
you know?
hold your thoughts if you would, because Gotz is back with us now. I'm sure that isn't a game, a 5-1 victory for England, that you would like to see replicated anytime soon, Gotz, but you were at the ground in '96 at Wembley, weren't you? What was that like?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I've only been in London for a year and a half, and the whole experience of Euro '96 was obviously very joyful for us and for me personally as well, because I went to the final as well. And yeah, amazing experience, really. And I hope that we win today, obviously.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. But do you think that you've got any chance?
Yeah, I think we do have a chance, but in all honesty, I think probably England has a better chance than many years before, because they've got a strong side and Germany isn't really playing that well. I mean, they did against Portugal, but in general, it's not possibly the best German team that we have at the moment. But I think it's going to be a tight game and either side can win it.
And Gotz, what is it about an England-Germany game that makes it so special?
Well, I guess it's the history, really, more than anything. As Raphael Honigstein, the journalist, said in your little clip before, I think for England fans, it's always a bit more of a rivalry. For us, the Holland game, in many ways, is bigger. But yeah, it's the history of this fixture. It's a true classic. A lot of incredible games have happened, 96, 2010 as well. So that's what it makes it very special, I think.
What do you think, Billy?
Listen, England-Germany is a big buzz. I mean, for this tournament, I have to admit, because of the lack of fans in the stadium, I mean, I'm looking at, Bucharest, Amsterdam, all these places have got loads of fans. We're getting no fans in the stadium. So you go to the games and it's a little bit dry. But I have to admit, for once, I've actually perked up a little bit and I got excited that we're playing Germany. I love playing Germany, was always nervous playing Germany. And the thing about it is, I'm going to have to put the record straight here, there was always like a little bit of beef between England and Germany because of 90, because of 96, because they always used to beat us because of, and then all of a sudden, I have to admit, when I went to the World Cup in 2006 in Germany, that was a fantastic World Cup. The Germans were brilliant, they're a right laugh. All the English said, look, we got on really well together. And since then, to be quite honest with you, I actually really look forward even more to German games. I've got German friends. I was messaging them last night saying who's going to win. So it's not all friendly. Of course, I want to win. And also, to be quite honest with you, we also owe them one because they've beaten us on penalties too many times and we need to get one more over them. So England-Germany is massive. But listen, we owe them one and we need to do it today.
And Gotz, we've heard from Gareth Southgate. He says he won't, the thought of what happened with the penalties back in '96 that you saw doesn't bother him at all, and he won't be thinking about it tonight. I don't believe him, Gotz. Do you?
No, I don't believe him. I think it's a bit of a personal redemption game for him as well, and I think he does think about it. And if it comes to penalties, it's going to be really interesting to see who's going to win it. But yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, it's really open. And in all honesty, although I'm German, I've lived here longer than I've lived in Germany. And it's, for me, a little bit a win-win game, because if Germany gets knocked out, I'm happy for England to do well as well. So yeah, let's see what happens.
That's such a diplomatic answer. I'm not sure that Billy will necessarily agree with you on that. But where will you be watching the game tonight, Gotz?
I'm going to go down to London and watch it with a couple of English and German mates because, yeah, that's what makes it the most interesting, to watch it with both sides, really.
Okay, don't forget you can't sing or chant because it's against the rules at the moment. But Billy, where will you be watching the game?
I've had tickets so far to every single match, and I'm going to be inside the stadium there today with my daughter, with my son. I'm going to be there. It's going to be fantastic. And one thing I was going to say as well, really nervous about this game because we always beat Germany. I'm a Brentford fan and we've always lost at big games. We've always lost at Wembley. We've always lost finals. But this year we actually got promoted for the first time. So this might be a good sign. So hopefully Brentford, England can follow in their footsteps and do the business.
Okay, just before I let you go, guys, Gotz, you first of all, prediction for the result?
Germany wins on penalties.
Oh, Billy, what do you think?
I'm not going anywhere near penalties. I'm going to go for a little tight 1-0 win. We won't let in any goals again, and we'll just nick a little goal. And we're going to go Sterling once again. Go on the man, Sterling.
Yeah, it's about time Harry Kane pulled his finger out, but let's see. Maybe he's waiting for later on in the tournament. Gentlemen, enjoy the game wherever you're watching it tonight. And I don't know, maybe we can try and chat to you in the morning if you're free. It's lovely to talk to you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Thank you. Game at Wembley tonight at 5 p.m. That needle game between England and Germany. As long as it doesn't go down to penalties, I think we're going to be all right.